Hello and welcome to another video. My name's Ben Hales with Transform My Poker, and today we've got a cracking video on how to keep. Hang on. Just got a call coming in. Hey, I'm just busy right now. I'll call you back. All right, cool. Sorry about that. So yeah, we've got. Hang on, just getting a text message. All right, that's done. So yeah, we've got a great video today on how to keep focused when you're playing poker. Sorry, just 1 second. My wife's calling me. Now, how annoying was that? You're all set, concentrating on the video, and your presenter is getting distracted by mobile phones going off. Emails, text messages, other people. What a disaster. You can't be having that whilst you're playing poker. So part of today's video is to hammer home the importance of avoiding distractions, and we're going to come on to that in a minute. I want to take you through 6 tips for maintaining focus at the tables, okay? First up, commentate. This is perhaps more for online players than for live players. Obviously, you're not going to enunciate all your thoughts to your fellow players. But if you're playing online and you start drifting off, this is a really, really good way of staying focused. Just like, when you're reading a book and you're reading, but you're aware that you've not really taken anything in for a couple of pages. You have to go back and reread. A good way of getting your brain to stay focused is to start reading aloud. And it's the same thing as you're playing poker. If you notice that your concentration level's dipping, this is a good time to start saying, right, okay, I'm going to commentate for 5 minutes, and it will help re-engage your focus, okay? So that's tip number 1. It's a really good one. Try it out. The second one I'm going to go into some detail with in a minute. We're going to go through an example of a questioning drill, and we're going to put it into action and show how we can use this type of technique to stay focused and to help us think logically and the right way at the poker table. The third tip is, I know this is pretty obvious stuff, but everything that your doctor would tell you is kind of relevant for a poker player. Eat good, eat at the right times, sleep, drink, exercise, take breaks. All of these things are relevant. Coffee, caffeine, drinks, definitely in moderation can be useful, I think. It depends on the individual. Yeah, personally, I go for smoothies, slow release energy before a session. And yeah, I'm a big fan of eating fruit. But, if you're a coffee drinker, I do have one in the morning. Go for it. See what works for you. Now, I just mentioned breaks, and they get a tip all to themselves. Breaks are essential for keeping focus. No one can keep it going at 100% for hours and hours on end. Don't kid yourself. Honestly, people think they're way better than they are, including myself. I'll be there after 4 hours. Yeah, I'm still good. It's not true. You're dipping, and you need to be realistic. You may still be good, but you're not at your best, and you want to be at your best. So take the breaks. If you're playing online, you get given breaks. Use the time. Get up. Stretch your legs. Go and do some stretches. Go for a quick walk. You've got 5 minutes. Do something away. Get out of the room that you're playing poker in. If you're playing live, same thing. Use the break. Go and eat. Go and do something else. Talk to some people. Relax. Let your brain enter another mode and come back sharper. 5th point, meditation. And if you're a skeptic, fine. I am still too, a little bit. but I have found use for breathing exercises, some very simple meditation. I wouldn't even call it meditation really myself, but just a way of finding your relaxation techniques, downtime for your brain whilst you're awake. And it's something that you may not have explored that would help you. So give it a go, try it out. There's no harm. Final point: eliminate distractions. And I'm going to go through this now. We've already sort of touched on this in my introduction, but this is really big, because distractions, if we're honest, these are the things that cause us to lose focus. The other tips are more about helping you maintain focus, but the distractions are the things that they're the obvious obstacles, right? So let's see what we can do to eliminate them. First up, email, stuff online. Now this applies for if you're playing live or you're playing online. Close down anything unnecessary, get rid of your instant chat, don't have your email open, close your web browsers that you don't need. Just leave anything poker related that you want up and available. I have like various tools that I keep open whilst I play, and the poker software, and that's about it. Just everything gets closed down. Skype. I use a lot, like any modern person, I use a lot of online applications, but when I'm playing poker, I'm really disciplined. They get shut down. Everything gets turned off. Follow it. It's a good tip. Secondly, your mobile phone. Depending on your circumstances, you may need it on. I appreciate that. If you don't need it on, turn it off. Why not? It can be done, believe me. These things turn off. They really do. They distract. You just anything non-urgent. You don't want cluttering your mind whilst you're trying to play poker. It's gonna distract you. Third point: alcohol. Not a good mix with a poker. Don't do it. Pretty obvious, I know. Still needs saying. Fourth point: looking at pretty girls or boys. This is a polite way of putting it. You could be playing live and you may be getting distracted by the rather good-looking person in the corner, and not focusing on the poker. It could be the lady bringing the drinks. It could be that you're playing online and you're also watching a video of something. Not a good idea. Really not a good idea. Your brain's getting really distracted by this. Don't do it. Fifth point: table talk. I'm all for enjoying playing poker. I'm all for socializing, but keep it under control. Make sure you're not getting distracted. So if you are chatting away to people, think about whether it's interfering with your thought processes. Ideally, you should keep it to a minimum, both online and playing live. Final point: if you're playing at home, turn the TV off. Do you know what I mean? How many players have I heard telling me stories about, I was watching this and playing, and no. You should be playing in an office type environment, not a place with a TV. So turn it off, get out of the room where the TV's there, because someone else might want to watch it. Get into your office and play poker seriously, like a professional, okay? They're my 6 tips to avoid getting distracted at the poker table. I have a final point to make, and that is the catalyst that can be common to prompt you into indulging in any of these 6 distractions: boredom. If you are focused on your poker and you're loving your poker, you're going through the right thought processes, you won't be bored. You'll have loads to think about and it will excite you. So if you're getting bored at the poker table, I would suggest that you're not thinking the right way, and that there are some technical ways that you can improve your thought processes at the table. Now, I want to close the video off with an example of a specific questioning drill, okay? And it doesn't matter if you don't understand the questions. This is really to show how we're using questioning drill to keep us focused whilst playing poker, which was one of my 6 tips. Okay. Situation: we're facing an all-in pre-flop and we want to work out whether to call or fold. Okay. First of all, what's his range? Secondly, what's my equity versus that range? And thirdly, what are my calling odds or my pot odds? And there are some feeder questions that will come into each question, but basically this is a 3-step process. And if you have this type of logical stepped progressive questioning drill, you're more likely to stay focused and you're more likely to be thinking about the right things at the poker table. So let's put that now into action. So here's our example hand. It's a 3-handed home game and I'm sat with ace queen, raise it up. The small blind 3 bets and there's a 4-bet all in for 28 big blinds. So what am I going to do? It's a tough spot with ace queen. 4-bet ranges tend to be narrow, and so I'm probably not in great shape. I could just fold the hand. I could just call the hand, not think about it too much. But I'm more focused than that. I'm thinking rationally. I'm thinking logically, and I'm going to use a questioning drill. What's his range? Number 1, what's his range? Well, I think he's probably 4-betting as much as 10% here. Number 2, what's my equity against that range? Well, ace queen against a 10% range. It's flipping. It's probably 48%, something in that region. You may not know the answer to that. Don't worry. That's just knowledge of equity you need to build up, all right? No big deal. The drill is helping me through this situation. So I'm going to win this 48% of the time. All right, what are my calling odds? I could go through how to work that out. I'm not going to. I'm going to go to the bottom of the screen. Not sure if you can see here, but the pot odds for calling are 1.53 to 1 or 39%. So all I'm going to do now is compare the 48% perceived equity that I have. My ace queen's going to win that often against my opponent. And I can note that that is a larger number than the odds I have for calling. So therefore, I'm going to make the call. And that is how I use a questioning drill to help me make a very black and white decision calmly and logically. And my opponent turns over a semi-bluffing 4-bet hand and I take it down. So here's just a reminder of the 6 tips for how to stay focused at the poker table. We've looked at number 6 and number 2 in some detail here today. You should also explore the other 4 and see what you can do to improve your focus at the table. My name's Ben Hales with Transform My Poker. If you like this video, please do your stuff with the Facebook likes, shares, add your comments and questions, and I'll see you again soon.